So my journey in filmmaking has been a very long one and a very, very weird one. I started in 7th grade and it is my freshman year in college, and I'm just now taking anything seriously. So tonight, as I meal prep some beef and potatoes, I'm going to do my best attempt of talking to the camera as genuine practice and give you guys my story as to why I'm here, what I'm doing, and what my goal is here. So, I started this whole operation back in 7th grade. I got a passion for YouTube and wanted to make YouTube videos. These videos were not good at all. These videos were reaction videos to stuff on the internet because that's what was doing really good on YouTube at the time. I was following creators like SS Sniper Wolf and all this kind of stuff because I was in middle school, and I was like, you know what? I might as well just literally copy what every other YouTuber is doing and go for it. And so I did that. And I also did little cringy middle schooler vlogs of like trips and all this kind of stuff, and none of it was ever really that good. It was all on my iPhone because I did not have the guts to actually purchase a camera at the time like I have now. And, you know, things were just not the way that you would expect things to be for a film guy, but at the same time I was in 7th grade, so I give myself a lot of grace for that. And I began to make these videos, and I got into a fake beef with my friend to try to grow our channel, because YouTube beef at the time was also a big thing. I mean, you know, this was 2017. This was Jake Paul, Logan Paul, this was Rice Gum, making diss tracks on everybody and all this kind of stuff. So I was like, there's no way friend group beef would not go the exact same way. Of course, that's stupid, and that's not actually how things work. But in my little, you know, now 8th grade quarantine head, this was the best way to go about things. So, as you guys could probably interpret, this little beef between my friend and I did not actually go well at all. And it actually caused a lot of actual beef in between him and I. And that was because we were not very good at talking to each other ahead of time about things to do and not to do in our YouTube videos against each other. So things were definitely a little off. I'm going to set a timer for 4 minutes for my beef. So let me do that. So things were definitely off and things were not good. And so the best way to go about things was to stop the beef. And after the beef stopped, it made me decide to stop making YouTube videos at this time. So I quit YouTube because I was not very passionate about it anymore. I, was making videos about things that didn't actually interest me. And that's the number one problem that I've always had on YouTube, is that I wanted to make videos that actually meant something to me and could make an impact on people. And I felt like me bullying people on the internet and just making random little vlogs about my life wasn't really accomplishing my goal. Now, in freshman year, I got into this little thing called self-improvement, and this took me a very long way, because the first side of self-improvement got me into a rap career that I started and maintained for my freshman and sophomore year of high school. So doing this whole music thing allowed me to do things in a more professional light, and that finally kind of, really made me realize the passion that I do have for this kind of stuff. And that passion was very, very drug out in the music career, to say the least, because I took it incredibly seriously. And of course, being in high school, people don't really enjoy it. I was from a small town, and people don't exactly enjoy you doing anything that doesn't involve going to high school and partying and getting drunk and sleeping with a bunch of different women. So I was made fun of a lot. I was talked about a lot for my films and music and all this sort of stuff, but it never really bothered me until about junior year. And so I gained experience in film in all of this time, but music was definitely not the way to go, because, to be honest, I was not good at music, and I'm fine to admit that. I'm humble enough to admit that now that I'm, a grown adult. But at the time, I thought I actually had some potential. Now, looking back, like I said, probably not any, but that's a different conversation. So in my junior year, the fact that I was talked about so much with my music kind of sent me down a completely different path. It sent me into a self-improvement grind. The grind set, the alpha male, whatever it's called nowadays, that I was kind of stuck in that little loop for a little bit. But it was different with self-improvement this time, because this time, instead of self-improvement of, oh, I'm going to make money from a rap career, it was, I'm actually going to genuinely better myself and actually become a genuinely good human being. So that's exactly what I did. I started taking YouTube very seriously for the first time at that point. All my videos are on a channel that's named the exact same thing that this is named, which is Chris West. But it was on the same channel that I used to make music on, so I had like, 500 subscribers on there at the time, but didn't really want to stick to that channel, which is why I'm here now. But backing it up again, that channel did not go well. I really put my absolute best effort into it. I was taking inspiration off of YouTubers like Nicholas Crystal and different filmmakers that were in the YouTube space. It was teaching how to make videos, cinematic and stuff. Don't exactly know who I watched back then, but I know that I definitely took a lot of inspiration. And copy is a very strong word for what I actually did. That makes it sound a lot worse than it was, but copy is really the only word that I can come up with. I guess more of like a very light copy is the best way to put it. And my videos were okay. I mean, of course, looking back now, I think they were garbage because, I was a 16-year-old kid. But they definitely were a much better improvement than whatever I was trying to do with music at the time, which is what I was going for. I was posting like 5 or 6 YouTube shorts a day. I was posting a YouTube video weekly. And I was teaching people how to improve themselves, how to go about life, how to find themselves in religious stuff, and all those sorts of things. So I was going down a very good path. I had very good intentions on YouTube, and I learned about cameras then. I bought the camera then that I'm using now, which is a Canon T7. It's a very old camera at this point. It came out in like 2018, I believe. So of course, I'm not using like your professional high-quality film-grade cameras, but of course I'm also a college student, so I don't have the funds for that. I'm sitting here making beef and potatoes. What money do I have? So at that time, I bought the best camera that I could for myself. Is what it is. That's still the camera I'm using now. But I have a very good camera, and I like where I'm at. So we're gonna go get the potatoes on now because the beef is finished up. We're about to put the beef into meal prep containers, put the potatoes in the skillet, and fry them up. So we got our beef. This beef was seasoned with the Cowboy Barbecue Yellowstone seasoning, if anybody is curious. It's a seasoning that I've adored for a good minute now, especially when I'm making simple meal prep. It holds well, keeps my beef seasoned, and I just put a little bit of salt on it when I actually pull it out. So it's all worked well for me over the past couple months of meal prepping as I've developed as a college student and all those sorts of things. So quick side note about meal prepping, but moving on in the story. Okay, so I like my potatoes fried. Some people disagree with that. Some people like to boil them or put them in the oven. I just like to put my pan on medium heat, put them in here, shake them around, season them, let them cook for about 12 minutes is what has typically got them cooked nice and through for me. And I just that so they don't stick to the bottom of the pan. Now, little cooking tips aside, where was I in the story? Yeah, so junior year, did a lot of self-improvement videos, bought my first camera, all that sort of stuff. And then I, once again, got into a relationship that some of my friends still say that I might not should have been in. Doesn't matter, don't need to detail the relationship. But I kind of stopped because of that, not because the person was uncomfortable with anything that I was doing, but just because I kind of lost time for it. I put way too much focus on the relationship and not enough focus on myself. And so things kind of fell apart when it came to my career. Now that still struggled all throughout senior year and the summer right until I finally moved 3 hours away and got to college. So I've had a very long, very ruthless career on social media. I have gone through countless situations on TikTok. My TikTok now is at 19.7 thousand followers because of a viral video that I had a couple of years ago in my sophomore year. So there's countless examples of times where social media has really done well for me, and there's also countless examples of times where I've really dropped the ball on social media. So, at this point, this is me making a video to put it out there, to rededicate myself to my craft, rededicate myself to what I love, and try to make a difference again, finally, making more simple content. So my brand, my goal is all about, college lifestyle people with, cooking tutorials. This is not a cooking tutorial. This is not an in-depth thing of me cooking. But, videos where I'm cooking and just talking about life, talking about what's going on in my life, and becoming a relatable figure and a guide to how to go through college and feel okay. Because college is a very rough time. College is a very difficult time. And I have such a passion for film and storytelling that I want to take my experiences from college, tell it in a compelling story, and get it out there to the world in a way that makes people feel okay about what they're going through and the life change that college causes and all that sort of stuff. So over the next 4 years, as I'm majoring in marketing, my goal is to help people out in the best way possible. So this whole video is to explain my backstory, explain why I'm here in the most simple format possible as I just cook some dinner. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope you understand my story, understand where I'm coming from. If it's relatable, if you agree, if anything of the sorts, drop a comment down below because I would love to hear from you guys for the first time. I hope you guys stay good. I hope everything is well, and I will see you guys very soon with my next video about life and about college. Let's get into it.